here's the method. Take all the big stuff, line it up, stack it. This is why it's helpful sometimes to do all the big stuff at once when you're washing it, but there's different ways. Okay, so here we have it. Cut it in half, stack again. This is called stack chopping, taking advantage of verticalness and clean knives. The length of the blade really helps because you can cut more things at once. If the blade was only this short, I could only cut that much at once. So here we go. Stack it high. So I have the food going this way, taking advantage of the knife, you know. Going about 1 inch, 1.5 inches. And then I might go one time through this way on that size green. So you can see, boom, salad greens with daikon radish. Now we'll move to our other greens. Okay, so we separated all of the smaller baby greens away from our really big radish greens there. So we can see how we may or may not want to cut them. We're not just going to cut it the same because it's different shapes. Some of these are like tatsoi greens. We'll just put those pieces in there whole, right? Because they're small. They're little babies. The rest of this, babies. We'll stack it up. Oh, there's some more tatsoi. And we'll do another little chop. Half, stack. We're not trying to dice this up too much. You can smell that amazing kale mustard smell happening. It doesn't get fresher than that. Found some more little baby greens in our mix, and oh, here's even some mint that I have on our perfectly clean counter. I wanted to point out that basil is very unique in the fact that a lot of times people wonder why different things turn black or start to look bad, and different vegetables and herbs react differently. Basil, so what I'm doing is I'm doing this blotting technique. I'm doing the tapping and the shaking. We've already done the whole spinning. And I'm taking this perfectly clean dry towel and I'm tapping, I'm really blotting, I should say, the leaves. Because it's famous for, this one has kind of already happened to it. The basil leaves turn black sometimes. There's too much moisture clinging to the leaf. This one even had it happen to it on the plant. Probably was too much moisture in the roots too on that particular one. So we won't put that in. But that could be blended into a dressing for the flavor. So for our salad, if you're using basil for salad, it's really important to blot that water off the leaf as much as possible, or do some extra spinning, because that's what will, it will not only, you'll look in the salad mix later and the basil will all be black. It'll be like, oh, it looks black. And then it'll make the other salad greens turn brown and black quicker. So here we go, we dried and blotted and tamped out the basil and all these cool fun words we're going to use. The idea is to always, well actually we'll say that, that's a perfect garnish for the middle, which we'll add when we're done. But what you want to do to use these as salad greens is to just take all the stem pieces off. I can do a bracket like that in one thing. I take my thumbnail and just simply peel that off in one go. And you can pick them outside in chunks like this. We always kind of top this particular plant at the very top too to prevent it from going into flowering too early. So I'm going to choose not to use that one in the salad. See how it's already partially black there? I'm just going to choose right now not to use it. It's not a waste. It's just being, this is how we achieve quality and discernment. We can use that for other things. That can be used for a dressing, or it can be simply put into a soup stock. We're going to capture that flavor. But we don't want to put that blackening tendency into the salad. When people see green and fresh vibrance, their mindset. Same thing here with, this is called lemon balm. Ah.
Oh, that is nice. Very nice.
Ooh. Smells even more when you rub the leaves together. Lemon balm. So, you know, again, these pieces like that, you can see it's got that little stem and it looks so beautiful. We're going to save that with that one basil for the garnish in the middle later. But I wanted to just point out, again, we have a bunch of these little pieces of mint that I had picked, and that's what we'll do is we'll just liberate the leaves. I'll pinch it through the leaf into the stem, and that makes all of those separate. I'll save that one to add to the garnish. Now we got a sprig of basil, lemon balm, and mint. Here's a beautiful baby kale leaf. We'll put these mint in the salad. That's what I'll do is I'll liberate those leaves into separate pieces, right? Save that one for that. The other just separate like that. Boom. Pinch, separate. The smaller basil leaves, just put in there like they are. When they get about that big, it's, maybe a little too big for the salad mix, depending on what you want. The varieties such as Thai basil and cinnamon basil, they have really small leaves, and the leaves are like that even when the plant's mature, so those are good ones to use in salad greens. So here's some more of our larger basil leaves, and we have some baby collard greens and some arugula. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we have some incredibly beautiful we're going to add to our salad mix, which we've already cleaned with our vegetable wash spray, hydrogen peroxide, and we've got green zucchini, red bell pepper, my cosmic favorite, one of my cosmic pepper's favorites. White ginger, this is young white ginger, so beautiful. Let's see the inside of that. Okay, so let's check this out. Here's an interesting way to go about the bell pepper. I slice right into it, and what I do is I find the very edge of the pepper as I go around. See, so what I'm doing is I'm cutting it one time. It takes all the rib off, all of that stuff, and I'm just going to rotate the pepper around. I'm kind of sawing the knife flat. I keep pressing it flat against the board to let me know in my brain where it is. So we slice it off, it's all clean. Here's the end piece, and here is the seed, which can be saved and planted, or it can be blended up into milk. So there was a little rotted around the stem. The stem had kind of split in half and got a little wet, and so the moisture of the fruit, it made it. We're going to use as much as we can, but that'll go to the soup stock or to the chickens. So, one more time. Here's another way to do it. You can. This part first is the inner part of the stem. So you see what we did is we sliced through, not too far down and not way too far up, where it slices that part right off. See? So you come up with this, and then we noticed that didn't get washed because of the stem was there. So I'll quickly just go back over. Some more fruit and vegetable spray. Thumbnail to wash that off. Little tamping on the dry towel. So we cut that part off first. Dry hand on a knife makes for safety. And then go around again. Boom. There it is. So you see we have our two kind of hula dresses for, this is maybe a hula skirt for Stanley.
Oh, my Stanley.
Right? But we can, that's, each one of those is a whole bell pepper, right? Already trimmed and everything. We can stack it like that. Cut this whole thing in half. Stack them again, right? So this is how we have that stack chopping. We're taking advantage of a vertical space to do many items at once, saving on time. What's really happening is this part of the blade is touching this bent part of the finger. And so the knife, see that, like the knife, your brain feels it touch there, and the knife goes up and down, and so this blade is never on top of any, the blade never goes above any part of your finger. It's touching there, and then it's the kind of fulcrum method. So that's what we have when I'm doing this. It's very important. You can't have any of your fingers sticking out like that. So we don't want that. So even, see, I'm pressing it down, but I'm bending the fingers at the end. And I got this stays in the cutting board, and it does the fulcrum down, through, and across. So here's the fulcrum, down, through, and across. In between, this part kind of drags across the board a little bit. This hand keeps moving back, but it maintains that bend. And this lets the brain know between these two hands communicating with each other. This is never going to get cut because I feel that pressure going this way. You don't have to be a ninja cutting super fast, but some people like that, and they, you can kind of get the little more speed going, but you're already saving a lot of time. So you can see we just did all those 2 bell peppers at once. So here's another thing you can do with the bell peppers. We just made slices, or what they call julienne. It's a type of a slice in French cooking. So we'll turn them horizontally, maybe 1/4 of what I just made. I'm going to use these to go around the salad to make that beautiful decoration, and each person can also have as many or as few as they want. If it's all mixed in, they can't choose how much they want. So we'll take some of these and make them into dice. Again, see what I'm doing? My fingers are curled under, my thumb is curled back. I'm holding this in place, and I'm touching the side of my thumb with the knife to let me know that I'm never going to come above and there's never going to be any danger. So I'm holding it in place, and it's always an inch behind too. In this particular case, I'm not touching it all the time. I'm just kind of holding it and moving it back. And it is kind of touching here a little bit. But everything's bent under. There's no way that, you can simply go across. If none of that seems comfortable, you can always just put your hand on top. The challenge with that is some of the food will move around on you, but if you feel unsafe doing the other thing at first, just do this method and move this around if you have to. So, see, we have these chopped, and then we sprinkle it into the salad. So this is a way of getting a variety of texture out of the same ingredient, right? It's the same ingredient, but it's going to show up in our salad in 2 forms, in little dices and in long strips. So let's chop a little more and put it in there. So it'll be distributed throughout the salad. We're having fun here.
Woohoo!
So here we go. This is one of those things that you don't really hear about in recipe books, but if we mention it and study this, it helps. It's all these little things that make things seem gourmet and professional. So before I decorate around the edge, I'm going to kind of push the mix of the salad a little bit in towards the center and out towards the edge, and kind of make sure it's there's an actual edge that exists. Otherwise, if I start decorating around it and then the whole thing shifts, it's not going to have that beautiful form anymore. So we just simply go around, and like I said, you get your workout and all your exercise in with your food. This is when, can't be in the gym right now punching the speed bag, but we practice our speed and execution go around the salad bowl. That's another technique, is see how I went around first? I didn't place them too close together, and now that I see I have more, I can just fill in between the gaps. And it was just kind of like with our salad bowl decoration, we're imitating a flower. We're going around petals and revolutions and just kind of making it geometrically beautiful. Boom. Stop. Maybe not, but okay. So here we go. We have a few more amazing items we're going to add to the salad mix. Super exciting. Just ways of cutting things right. Here's one of those pickling cucumbers, one of the best foods on the planet. So yummy. Cut it in half lengthwise. We've already cut the ends off. And it's kind of tricky to say cut it in half vertically again because it curves, but you can do it. It's called dragging the tip of the knife. So you start here, holding it, and then you can drag it and curve it inside of there. Right? Now if I just cut it straight, it wouldn't cut all the way through. It wouldn't give me the effect. So I have to kind of move it in there, drag it, boom. So now what we're going to do, we're going to stack those together and go on a diagonal. So instead of perfectly straight across, I'm going to go diagonal, again curving my hand.
Yep.
The side of that blade touches my fingers, letting me know I'm safe at all times, and in between I move the knife over this way, and I kind of get a feeling, turn the whole thing again to make sure it's still diagonal. I get a feeling of how far I'm moving the knife each time so that these are uniform slices thick-wise too. We don't just want things all sorts of different thicknesses and shapes. in the consumer's mind, it tells them it's a professional, nice, caring thing if they're more the same. All the different ingredients. Boom. Okay. Well, there's two things here. We have an incredible, some salad mix from yesterday that we stored in the nylon. This is a great way to store vegetables. It lets them breathe and keeps it from it lets it drain out moisture too. So I'm going to incorporate this on the top. I will inspect it and make sure there's no brown edges. It looked like it really did succeed in staying well, and that's a testament to this bag storage method of the nylon bag. So, but I will see there's a little bit of, brownness. I will pick that out. But we had some sprouts in there and some really nice bell pepper and onion and stuff. Only one day. We won't do this from 2 days. If it's left over from 2 days, we will put it in the soup stock or for the chickens. So we'll go through that. See how I hold it together? I cut it again, and I'm holding it all together. I remove the knife, and I cut it. So you see how that is? We're staging this in these different cuts. See, if I just cut it like this, see how it sticks to the knife? And that's okay, it falls off, we can still accomplish what we want. But if we want it to be precise like that, that's why I hold it in between and remove the knife. So here we go. This is kind of like you can make fettuccine noodles imitation out of that by just simply gently squeezing that with salt, and it'll soften. Yeah, I guess you can just cut. Alright, so here's our beautiful green salad. We're continuing on. I got some white ginger now. I've made some really cool decorative slices, as you can see here. I've just kind of put them around the edges a little bit, and then I've taken some of the same ginger and I've diced it really well. I might not do this every time, but I'm actually just going to put this in the salad, mix it in a little. Super good for people. And the middle comes out. You just lay these anywhere, and even the points, you just kind of put that around. People will discover that in their salad. Oh, here's another one. Let's put that right there. Okay, now here's another little bell pepper. Well, let's save that. Okay, here's more zucchini placed in there, and some strips of zucchini around the side. So here's an example of how to use the same item 3 different ways in the same dish. For this time, let's just keep it whole and make the round slices. The fingers are always bent, and it's just a matter of practice to get to the point where you can make uniform slices the same thickness. We also have very cool devices that can be used for that. Mandolin. So you can see that makes very uniform slices as well if you don't want to cut it by hand that particular day. So the round slices, stack them, maybe a few less. Okay, we're going to make these beautiful garnish. So since it's wider, I can do another cut out of there, almost like a little jack-o'-lantern, or making a W shape, see? And we remove that, and we've got this beautiful garnish. And go all around the side. Let's do some more. You can do them different ways. You can take 3 cuts out of there, actually, by making them each one a little thinner. Keep them together, keep the slices together as you cut out of it. Again, we stack 2 or 3 or 4 at a time, so we're not just cutting one at a time. It takes all day long, right? It's always a matter of how much time-consuming artsy type things can I get away with using my time on to make things look nice and taste nice. And one way to capitalize on that is to use these techniques like stacking. Look at this, Friday the 13th, 2013, Hawaiian Sanctuary. Look at this spread. This is how we roll around here for our lunch. our hard-working people working on the land and working on guest relations and all sorts of incredible things to build this amazing place. Look at that quinoa. Oh my God, look at that. Look how hearty. What is that? Tomato zucchini minestrone. Oh, looks like we have a little zucchini salad primavera. Oh my gosh, another marinated cucumber salad. Look at that. Look at that green salad from the land. Oh, let's get another view this way. This is great. There's Tiff without Stan. Yay! But Stan's with her in the heart at all times.